Good morning, everybody, and a happy Tuesday morning to you. A big thank you to Kai Lear on Twitter for this picture. Oh my God, that's the way it'll be in New York. At least that's the way she thinks it'll be in New York. Okay, as usual, super long video, lots of information. So let's just jump in and get busy, shall we? Let's go. To start with, we have the Duke of Gloucester. He visited the Liverpool Empire Theatre in Liverpool. This took place on September 25th. For those of you who don't know or maybe forgot, the Duke of Gloucester is a trained architect, and he apparently really enjoyed his tour. They took him on a tour around the building. He met staff and youth theater alumni, and he got to look at the architecture, which, just thrilled him to bits. I really like him. I wish the Duchess of Gloucester had been there as well. All right, let's move on. All right, this next story I think is adorable. Apparently, a Hogsmeade station and a Hogwarts Express is being built on Great Windsor Park, literally a stone's throw away from where William and Catherine's new home, Forest Lodge, is. So apparently they hopped in to the area to take a look. They are filming the Harry Potter television series there. So apparently this past Friday night, George, Charlotte, and Louis went and they got to meet the cast, which includes Dominic McLaughlin, who's 11 years old, who is portraying young wizard Harry. They got to watch some of the scenes being recorded on set. I think that's just wonderful. Apparently also Louis was able to hop on the Hogwarts Express for a short ride along the half-a-mile track that's been erected that runs through the woodland. And again, this is about a mile to the back of their new house. So I think that's one of the coolest things. That's one of those memories they'll carry. All right, next up we have King Charles, who had a meeting with the Prime Minister of Australia, Anthony Albanese, I believe is how you say it. I think they both look fabulous. And next up we have Zara and Mike Tyndall, who decided to go watch the Red Rose. They were playing during the Women's Rugby World Cup, the final match between Canada and England. This took place on the 27th. Catherine also put this picture up, wishing them luck. I couldn't help but notice that Catherine's hat has a tiara on it. I love it. King Charles also issued a statement ahead of the final, sending them warmest good wishes. And then guess what? They won! World champion. Fabulous. And on Sunday, King Charles and Queen Camilla were seen arriving for their Sunday service. I think they both look quite healthy and well. Next up, we have Secret Weapons Sophie. She was out shopping at Penelope Chilvers, and this picture showed up. She looks so lovely. A big thank you to Remoulade Sauce for showing us what she was wearing. Let's move on now to Queen Camilla. On September 26th, she attended the Braemar Literary Festival at the Five Arms Hotel. This brings together novelists, historians, artists, and actors with readers of all ages. It's a 3-day event at the Celebration of Literature and was established in collaboration with the Queen's Reading Room. All of the festivities are apparently taking place only a short drive from Balmoral Castle, where Camilla is staying with her husband. And I do believe that was her son, Tom, that she was talking to on the top of the steps. I think she looks lovely in that blue puffer jacket. Now that evening, they had a reception. It was a festival dinner in the Clooney dining room at the Five Arms Hotel. They had people there like Sir Alexander McCall Smith, best-selling novelist Monica Alley, David Nichols, author and screenwriter of the global sensation One Day. So yeah, she was busy. All right, let's move on to Princess Beatrice. I feel really bad for her. Apparently, she's said to have lost all hope of becoming a working royal thanks to the behavior of her parents. I don't think it's fair that she be judged on her parents' behavior. Apparently, she does want to be a working royal. She likes to do the royal events to help her uncle, King Charles. She enjoys them. She's good at the job. Charles apparently appreciated it, and there had been at one stage a feeling, they're saying, that Bea could have been lined up one day. She's never put a foot wrong, and she shouldn't be punished for the sins of her father. But the king's courtiers are concerned that Andrew could try to get in via the back door by exerting influence over Beatrice. So, she's putting on a brave face, and she's out and about and doing her thing, but now she's getting the repercussions of her parents' bad behavior. That just doesn't seem fair to me. Now, as far as Andrew and Sarah go, it looks like they're going to be what they call persona non grata, because they allegedly have been made aware that King Charles is not going to be inviting them to spend Christmas with the royal family this year. You know how they always walk with the family to church? Like, that's enough. It's enough. It seems as though King Charles has had enough of all the drama plaguing, the royal family. People are talking about the fact that Fergie has literally been half in, half out for 30 years, and the firm has done nothing. I mean, she was separated from Andrew, then she was divorced, but she's still in the royal box at Wimbledon, and she's at royal functions, and she's living with her husband. And Meghan is a less charming version of Fergie. Fergie did it better than Meghan. So this is just, the whole thing's going to blow. And besides losing all of her charities, Fergie, the scandal is having an impact on her daughters, which we just discussed. And they're saying that revelations that she was closer to Epstein for longer than claimed is breaking trust with the daughters. So in the middle of all of this mess, Sarah Ferguson just sold the townhome that she bought 3 years ago for £4.2 million. It apparently was bought as an investment. It was rented out. There was a tenant in there, and land registry documents just showed there's a pending application for its sale. I guess we won't know until it's sold if she made any money off of it. She apparently was asked by the tenant to buy it, and it seems like a good time to sell. That paperwork also shows that both daughters have to give written approval before the sale could proceed. I'm guessing that's because they're the ones who financed it as an investment. Now, this townhouse used to be part of the Grosvenor estate, the Duke of Westminster, who's one of Britain's wealthiest landowners. And the Yorks have been under pressure from the king to vacate the Windsor residence. I'm surprised they didn't move into this townhouse instead. But it could be that they sold the townhome in order to get the money to fix up, the lodge where they're living. That's my personal opinion. All right, guys, we're heading into the unearned award category for today. First of all, Meghan Markle's podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder, the one that was produced by Lemonada, the one where all she really did was talk about her pregnancies in every single episode, is apparently up for a Signal award. Now, so you're aware of this, all she had to do was send it in. People can nominate anybody. Next year, I expect you guys to nominate this podcast that I'm doing. And then, you know how you win? People call in and cast votes. So she put her own podcast up for an award, and she's going to get the Sussex squad to call consistently to try to make sure that, or she'll get a bot farm to do it, just to make sure that she wins some award for has to be one of the most boring podcasts with the worst ratings. You get where I'm going. Oh my goodness. All right, guys, let's move on to some of our other Harry Meghan stories, and then we have some other stuff to talk about. Prince Harry finally responded to claims that he's trying to break up the King and William, and he denies it, although we all know what's really going on. And in the meantime, he's constantly going on about the men in gray suits, just like his mother did. I agree with what Lady C said. Had Harry not bleated to the anti-royalist Guardian about the intimacy of the meeting in the first place, while at the same time making sure he got the message across that he did not regret even one word of what he said in the spare and about his racist father, his racist sister-in-law, Catherine, and all of his other complaints, if he hadn't have done that, there would have been no need for the palace to issue a correction. Harry just doesn't get it. He's the architect of the hothouse, which shelters the distrust that has been generated by him and his wife since she came on the scene and began dripping poison in his ear. And now King Charles, they're saying, is absolutely perplexed. He took a swipe Harry did at the men in gray suits, and he alluded that royal insiders are attempting to derail the reconciliation talk. And a Buckingham Palace spokesman source said that Harry's latest comments are going to make rebuilding their relationship even more challenging, because the reality is senior aides have been working privately to improve the family relationship, and such public announcements only make it more difficult. Well, GB News, if you can believe this, had the former U.S. House of Representatives advisor on Britain, Mr. Lee Cohen, on. And let me tell you what he said. Better yet, you listen to what he said.
Okay, Lee, before I let you go, one more question. Prince Harry, I know, tongue-in-cheek, called him the Ginger Whinger. I've got more respect for him than that. But he's been moaning tonight on the front page of the Mail on Sunday, saying that somebody at the palace, the men in grey suits, are scuppering the reconciliation between him and his dad. I mean, he sounds like his late mother, actually, with that kind of language.
Well, Ben, Prince Harry is eternally playing the victim, and he's clearly under the thumb, of his wife. He's clearly a henpecked husband. I am one of the staunchest supporters in the United States of the royal family and the monarchy as an institution. But I have to tell you, if they forgive and forget the shameless betrayals of this son who betrayed his birthright, then even I will begin to lose respect for this institution. This guy is too dangerous, too toxic to have at any proximity to the royal family.
Yeah, I mean, I've said before, I love my sons dearly, but if they behaved in the way that Prince Harry did, I'm not sure either whether I could bring them back into the circle. I mean, it's hard to say until it happens to you, isn't it? Lee, just finally, before I let you go, I'm going to get my money's worth out of you, if you don't mind. What about the comparisons to Princess Diana? Do you think Prince Harry is reminiscent of his dear mother, late mother?
Well, in some regards, because, certainly Princess Diana, she certainly knew how to stir up the press to her interests. But I think Harry is far less successful at it. He's far less artful, and he's got the Meghan Markle factor, which I think is toxic and has poisoned his mind. I mean, honestly, there were reports of him considering changing his name. What is wrong with this British royal prince? That is such a disgrace for a British royal prince, and a disgrace for the country he's betrayed.
You're firing me.
I have to say, I agree with the British prince. Harry is proving Dr. Sophie Chanduka correct. She said there are people in this world who behave as though they're above the law. They mistreat people, play the victim card, and use the very press they disdain to harm people who have the courage to, speak out. Now, Meghan's PR people, in their newest attempt to make her seem more relatable, are talking about the Markle sparkle. And she's like, I don't know what the hype is about. Really? Remember, this is a woman who claimed that she loves color but couldn't wear it because of the royal family. And now she's like, well, yeah, my clothes are expensive, but get it? The truth is she's trying to impress people around her, but instead people just see her as uppity. Even now, this recent Instagram video that came out where she's got the $500, $600 Hermes blanket over the back of the chair. This lets people know that what I reported to you before was correct. She expects the VIP, the best of the best of the best of everything at all times. You better not give her anything less. She has her standards. Okay. So the whole point of that video was to show the flowers, right? Because now she's going apparently into the floral business. Well, one of my subscribers sent me the link to this. This is Abigail Spencer, Meghan's good friend, who apparently does flowers. As a matter of fact, if you notice, Abigail Spencer's dress that she's wearing is just like the dress that we saw Meghan Markle wearing when she's running around on her property. She totally copied this, like 100%. Then on Twitter, I saw this put up by the Sidleys. Apparently, Abigail Spencer wrote and sang a song in 2022 about flowers. So I wonder how she feels about Meghan Markle muscling in on something that she's trying to do and one of her businesses. You see the dress? That's like almost identical to what Meghan wore. You guys get what I'm saying. All right, let's move on. All right, the big story for today. A body language expert revealed that Harry seems to collapse like a souffle whenever Meghan Markle is talking, and usually she continuously interrupts him during interviews. And when you watch them, you can literally see this. It's common for Meghan to take the lead and speak over Harry while answering interviewees' questions. But on most occasions, Harry just sits back with a face, biting his tongue. This is a perfect example of what you're looking at right now. Meghan's talking, she's talking, she's talking, she's talking, and Harry is just sitting there. Look at his face. I mean, now, interrupting each other can pass for an enthusiastic desire to communicate, but when one interrupts the other when they're in public or at a social or business event, it looks rude, it feels rude, and it's demeaning, and it lowers the other person's status. We've seen this before. Now, you're going to see video examples of what I'm talking about before they left the royal family, while they're in the royal family, after they left the royal family, before the wedding, after the wedding. It's all over. Harry is usually very active when he speaks and more in charge of the messaging. We know he digs into the points very emphatically with his hand gestures. Just remember, keep an eye on Harry's face when all of this is going on. His head is usually away from Meghan. He's talking, he's doing his thing, and she just cuts him off. Harry usually copes by looking up with an eyelid flutter or playing with his wedding ring. And to keep the attention on herself, Meghan then performs a wide smile at the audience. And then Harry is interrupted by Meghan, and the prince just detaches from the entire conversation. You can just see Harry's body language. He collapses. She's holding her hands out to speak, and he just sits there. She ups the pace and the energy to engage, and she takes all the attention away from Harry. Harry just sits there. He hunkers down. He closes down. He nods in like a baton passing gesture. But this is just horrible, especially when you watch some of these videos. I'm wondering why Harry is even there, because it's all about her, what she's saying, what she's doing, and Harry is just there. Now, I want you to pay attention to Harry's face for the rest of this. Here you go. That, my friends, is a broken man. Oh my God. All right, you guys know what to do. Hit the like and the subscribe button and the bell for all notifications. Then go down into the description box where you'll find the links to my Twitter, my Gettr, my Rumble, my email, a link to my second channel, a link to my father's book, which is still up for sale on Amazon, as well as a link to my Amazon wish list and a physical address. For those of you who have donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.